श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम ओम सच्चिदानंद रूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदांत वेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे. So yesterday we were seeing the 35 pramanas from Shruti, Smriti, etc. So he concludes it by saying, Iti Shruti, Smriti, Itihasa, Puranadi Vachanat Pavitrana Pavitram Iti. Meaning, with these statements, with these valid proofs, we know that from the Shruti, from the Smriti, from Itihasa, history, okay, Mahabharata, etc. So, Itihasa, Purana, the Vishnu Purana, etc. So, from all this, we understand what were we discussing? Pavitranam Pavitram, that this self, this Krishna, this Vasudeva, this Vishnu, this whatever name you call him, call that self with, that is a Pavitranam Pavitram, is purer than the purest. Okay, now the shloka. Pavitranam Pavitram yo Mangalanam cha Mangalam Daivatam Devatanam cha Bhutanam yo Avyayah Pita. So that concludes. Okay, so now here, after seeing Pavitranam Pavitram Yaha, we are going to Mangalanam cha Mangalam. Okay, Mangalanam cha Mangalam. What is Mangala? Auspiciousness. Auspicious among the auspiciousness. Whatever is auspicious, it is superior auspiciousness. Auspicious of auspicious. What does that really mean? What does auspiciousness mean? So his first simple Mangalam Sukham. Auspiciousness means happiness. Is only happiness auspiciousness? No. Then what? Sukham. Tat sadhanam tat jnapakam cha. Happiness, its means, and whatever remains us of that, that is also Mangalam. See, there are in India and in other places also, they see these omens. When a cat crosses you, they say it's bad omen, black cat, that too. Okay, for people who have cat in their house, you cannot avoid it. No, they say anyway. And if you see a dead body coming in front of you when you are going for something very important, when you see a dead body, we normally think that it is very inauspicious, but seeing a dead body is accepted to be very auspicious. Okay, he can't do anything bad, right? So think as now it remains us of our goal, happiness. That's the goal of every activity. So Mangalam Sukham Tat Sadhanam Tad Jnapakam cha. So whatever is happiness, whatever is means for that happiness, and whatever remains of that happiness, that is Mangalam, auspicious. Okay? Tejamapi. So even among them, whatever you see in this world as auspiciousness, even among them, Paramananda Lakshanam. This is a supreme bliss, Paramananda. The others are Ananda. Here we have Paramananda, Nishesha Ananda, Nirutisha Ananda. So, therefore, Paramam Mangalam iti. This is supreme happiness, supreme auspiciousness. Mangalanam cha Mangalam. That is why we call it Mangalanam cha Mangalam. Okay. Now, the Smriti statements, Shruti statement says, Anyan Matram Pachivanti. The bliss of the self is what is experienced in little amount in other ways. There is no happiness in the objects, but the bliss of the self is experienced through them. That's all. A small portion of the bliss of the self. Okay? Now, Daivatam Devatanam cha. Daivatam Devatanam cha. This is beautiful. Daivatam Devatanam cha. What does that mean? Devanam Devaha. He is God of gods. That's all. Simple. Now, why Daivata? What is the meaning of word Daivata? So he's giving the explanation. Dyotanadibihi Samutkarashena Vartamanatva. Why is it called as God of gods? Because what is God? What is Devata? Devata is from the root word Divuk Prakashane. Normally we explain it as from the root word divu prakashane. Prakasha means effulgence. That with those beings which are effulgent, they are called as devatas. Okay. Now, instead of just saying dyotana, instead of just saying effulgent, he says effulgence, etc. Because of the effulgence, etc. And samutkarshena, they are in greater state, supreme state, superior state. Therefore, because they have vartamanatma means because of the existence. Samutkarshena vartamana, because it exists in a supreme level of a superior level of a effulgence, etc. Okay, divu prakashe effulgence, I understand. But what is etc.? There is another root word which, having that in mind, he says divu kride is the root word. Krida means to play. Playing is for happiness, enjoyment. So these deities, they enjoy in different ways. So that too divine experiences. So therefore, that experience where the experience is a supreme, superior. So whether you accepted the effulgence or you accept that it as the experience, in both ways, this is superior. Therefore, it is called as Mangalana, Devatam Devatanam cha. Next, Bhutanam yo avyayah pita. Bhutanam means Praninam, Jivanam, the Jivas, the beings. Yo avyayah, that which self, avyayah means vyayarahitaha, that which does not undergo any change, transformation, decay. Pita means father. Janakaha, creator. Pita means creator. Okay. Yo devaha. So he is bringing everything in a simple nutshell. So he says, Yo devaha sa ekam devatam loke iti vakyartha. This is the idea. That which deity we are talking about, that supreme self we are talking about, that is one non-dual. That is the idea. Okay. Now, meaning whatever we see as that Paramananda Swarupa, that which is understood through the all 14 means of knowledge. We said the 14 means of knowledge, right? The Vedas, etc. So through that, whatever is established, that is this absolute one non-dual self. Okay. Now, to establish the same idea that there is only one self, he is bringing the Shruti Pramana. Okay. एको देवः सर्वभूतेषु गूढः सर्वव्यापी सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा कर्माध्यक्षः सर्वभूतादिवासः साक्षी चेता केवलो निर्गुणश्च. देन यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तं ह देवम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये इति श्वेताश्वतराणां मंत्रोपनिषदि. These two mantras are taken from Shvetashvatara Upanishad. 6:11, 6:18. Two mantras. Shvetashvatara Upanishad is a very good Upanishad, which is accepted not just as a Vedantic text. It is also accepted by the people who accept Shiva or people who accept yoga. For yoga, that is the best Upanishad to establish the different states of yoga. Okay. Eko Devaha. Now, he is establishing the Devata to be the self, to be non-dual. So, the Upanishad the Upanishad mantra, this mantra starts with Eko Deva. It's called as Mantra Upanishad. Mantra Upanishad means it does not have any application in the karmas. Okay, so Mantra Upanishad. Eko Deva, one non-dual self. Okay. Among how many? One among how many? That's the next question. Sarva Bhuteshu, among all the beings, that is one. Meaning inside, outside, internally, externally, that is one non-dual. If it is Sarva Bhuteshu, then why don't, in every being, it is the self, then why don't I understand it? Gudaha. Gudaha means it is a veiled, rahasya. Gudha means rahasya, secret. It is covered, it remains as a secret because of the veiling of Maya. Okay. Now, But the jiva does not have beings, jiva. So the jiva does not have any association with this supreme self, the Paramatma. And the jiva is different from the Paramatma. So jiva is different from jivatma is different from Paramatma, and it has no association with the Paramatma. Therefore, saying that it is wielded by Maya, etc., it is Guda, it is Rahasya because of Maya, etc., is stupid. For that we say no. Sarva Vyapi. It exists everywhere. This Devata, this self is omnipresent, all pervading. Therefore, it is the self which exists in every being as their internal self, or just individual self. Now, if you say that it is the individual self, then there is this doership, etc. So for that we say no. It is the witness for all the activities. If it is witness for activities, then there is a witness and witnessed. Sakshi and Sakshya, Vishayi and Vishaya. There is duality. For that we say Sarva Bhuta Adhivasaha, Sarva Bhuta Adhivasaha. For all the Sarva Bhuta, for all the beings, Adhisthana Rupena Vasaha Vasati. That which remains as the substratum for all the beings. Meaning, it remains as the substratum for all the superimpositions, all the imagined existence. So therefore, Sarva Bhutadi Vasaha. And we said Sakshi. But what is Sakshi? Sakshi, the definition of Sakshi is said after the word Sakshi, Cheta, Kevalaha. That is, those two words are definition for Sakshi. Cheta, Kevalaha. Cheta means knowledge. Kevalaha means alone. How does that become definition? See, the definition of a witness. What is a witness? Who is a witness? I'm not talking about Vedanta witness. I'm talking about a person who is witnessing things. Okay, not in the court. Who is witnessing things? He is just an audience. He is just a perceiver. That's all. Not involved in it. Who is that? A person who understands what is happening, but who does not get involved in what is happening. That is the person whom we call as witness. Bodhrutve sati akarta. That is the Sanskrit way of saying. Bodhrutve sati. Gaining the knowledge. See, I cannot say that stone is witness, that tree is witness, etc. because it does not gain the knowledge of what happened. It cannot come for a say explaining what happened there. You can do it. So I am a seer, knower. Being a knower, I don't get involved when I am a witness. Cheta, knowledge. Kevalaha, stays alone, not involved in anything. So that is the definition for witness. And it is not just that nirgunascha. It does not have, because of that, see, I may not get involved there, but I may get involved in my mind. Meaning there is some change that takes place in my mind. For that he says nirgunaha. It is attributeless. Therefore, there is no change possible. Nirgunaha cha. With that cha, he is also understanding there is no defect also there. So there is no attribute, there is no defect, nothing. That is the self we are talking about. So, taking that self as the cause, he says, Yo Brahmanam Vidadati Purvam. That Brahma, that self, that Brahman, that self, Brahmanam. Brahmanam here is the creator. Hiranyagarbha, the firstborn. Brahmanam. Vidadhati, creator. One who created. Yo Brahmanam Vidadati Purvam. Purvam means before, during the time of creation. One who created the Brahmaji at the time of creation, at the beginning of creation. For what? For making him do the creation. How will he create? Further he says, yo vai vedansha prahinoti tasmai. Yo vai, definitely, whichever prahinot, vedansha prahinot, gave him the Vedas. Gave him the Vedas. Prahinoti means not creating, not writing. Who it gave him that Vedas, that Brahmaji, that this self gave the Brahmaji the Vedas. The Purvamsakas accept the Vedas to be eternal. Shabdashaha, the every character, every word of it is eternal. Okay. For us, we are Vyavahare Bhatta. We accept the Bhatta school, Kumarila Bhatta school for Vyavahara transaction. But that is it. That's a different portion. That's a different idea. Think as Vedas means knowledge. Knowledge is eternal for us also. So this Brahman, this self, which is of the nature of knowledge, gave that knowledge to this Brahmaji, the creator, for what? For creating. Using that as the guidebook. Okay. Now, Vedancha prahinoti tasmai. To that self, tasmai. To that self, who, what kind of self? Tamha, tasmai to that Hiranyagarbha, this self gave the Vedas, and tamha, to that self, devam, tamha devam, to that self, atma buddhi prakasham, that which illumines the atma buddhi, atma jnana, self knowledge, that which illumines the self knowledge, to that self, Mukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapatye. Mukshu, I being a mumukshu, a person desiring liberation, Sharanamaham Prapatye, take refuge in that. So this mantra says the one which created the Brahmaji and gave him the Vedas, that to that one which illumines the self knowledge, I take refuge in. I think there's one mantra which some of the people who do lecture on Vedanta and other things, they use this mantra as their Mangalacharana. It's a very good Mangalacharana. So everything is okay. He is the creator. The self is the creator of the Brahmaji, and it gave him the guidebook of Vedas for creation to keep the tradition alive. And it is the one which illumines the self knowledge, Atma Buddhi, Atma Jnana. Fine. Mukshurvai, definitely I who am a mukshu take refuge in. What does mukshu mean? Mukshu means, we know moksho mevo bhuyatidrudecha, having a very strong desire for gaining liberation. Very strong desire for gaining liberation. That means we don't just have the desire, but we also work for the wherewithal for that desire, to get that desire fructified. Meaning, I have desire for many things. What are you doing for? Nothing. I don't do anything. But I have desire for that. What use is that desire of? So you have to have the desire and have to have the wherewithal, or work for gaining that wherewithal. And what is that wherewithal here? Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhi, Shitta, Sampatti. So I need to have the discrimination, dispassion, and the shamadama, etc., the mind control, the sense organ control, etc. Okay. Now, that is Mantra Upanishad, from the Mantra Upanishad of Shvetashatra. Next, why means definitely I am a mukshu. There is no doubt. I have all the wherewithals. That is what he is declaring. I surrender. I take refuge because I have all the wherewithal. So say yam devata ekshata ekameva dvitiyam iti Chandogya. Chandogya Upanishad is bringing Chandogya Upanishad again next as the proof. It says sa iyam devata, sa iyam devata, that this devata aikshata, it saw means it inquired, it thought. What did it think? What did it inquire? What did it think about? Ekoham bahusyam, I am one, I am alone, let me be many, manifold, multiple. And how was this self? Sa iyam, this devata, what is that? Sad. This devata is sad, existence. How do you know that? Ekam eva advitiyam. The mantra ekam eva advitiyam comes from this quote of Chandogya Upanishad. Sadeva Saumyadamagra Asidekemeva Dvitiyam. That is the full statement. Sad eva Saumya. Hey Saumya, oh dear. Sadeva idam agra asid. Before this creation, only Sat remained. How many Sats? For that question, it says Ekam eva advitiyam, as one alone, non-dual. That means without any sajatiya bheda, vijatiya bheda, swagata bheda. Sajatiya, vijatiya, swagata. Object, duality of same class, duality of different class, and duality in itself. Without any of these kind of dualities, it remained alone as Sat existence. Okay, but still, you gave all the pramanas, but still I have a doubt. Good. What is the doubt? He's bringing the doubt. No, katham eko devaha. But how can you say there is only one deity, one God? What is your problem? Jivavarayo Vedat. There is duality very clearly established in the Shruti, Smriti, etc. as Jivatma and Paramatma, as individual son under the superior self, the Ishvara, Jiva, Ishvara, etc. Very clear established. When it is very clearly established in these places, how can you say there is only one self? For that, our answer is no. Because in the Shruti, in the Shruti, Smriti, etc., I am the one who is the knower, and that is the one which is to be known. I am the one who is the doer, and that is the one which is the I am the one who is the gainer, and that is the one which is to be gained. I am the one who is the blessed, and that is the one who is the blesser, the one who blesses us. Now, these dualities are very clearly established in the Shruti in this ways. Now, how can you say there is no duality? For that we say, no, there is no duality. How? Tat srishtva tadeva anupravishat sa esha iha pravishta anakha grebhyah ityadi shudibhyo avikrutasya parasya buddhi tadvritti sakshitvena pravesha sharanat na bhedah. Tat srishtva, Taittiriya Upanishad is bringing. Tat srishtva tadeva anupravishat tadanupravishya satchatyacha bhavat. Tat srishtva, after creating whatever, tad eva anupravishat, that self alone entered inside all that creation. Entered. Anupravishat. Pravesha means to enter. That is the key word. Pravesha is the key word. We have to understand what pravesha means. Okay. Now, understand it created and it entered whatever it created. Okay. And sa esha iha pravishtaha anakha grebhyah. It entered where? From the nail till the hair. Why is this anakha grebhyah, from the nail? Why is it said from the nail, not from the toe? Because these are set as the limits. See, if I pinch or if I poke in my hand or leg or cheek or wherever, in any part of my body, I immediately react. It triggers my ego. But I myself, without any issue, cut my fingers. I don't do it in my any other part of the body. I cut my finger nails every week or twice a week or once a month or whatever, whichever way. And hair. People shave their hair every day. Because there is no identification, self-identification with this nail and hair. But in other parts of the body, there is self-identification. There is a very strong identification. Okay? So, how will it be if we don't identify like we don't identify with our hair? Even there is some identification. Oh, is it okay? Is it okay? Is it okay? All that. Right? So, and the nail painting and all. See, even there is this identification. Dityadi avikritasya parasya. These Shrutis say that this supreme self, this absolute self, which is avikrita, unchanging, which does not undergo any transformation. Okay? Parasya, this supreme self, buddhi tadvritti sakshitvena pravesha sharanat, is said to enter as a sakshi. Entering is as a sakshi, as a witness for buddhi and its vritti, the mind and its thought functions. So this self remains as the witness for the mind and its thought function. That is what is called as pravesha, entering. Therefore, there is no beda, na beda, there is no duality here. Now, in the Tika, in the commentary, there is a lot of inquiry done to establish this non-duality. We'll go through this slowly, okay? We'll see. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.